Hi Cancer, welcome to Crystal Garden Tarot. I'm Christina Irene. I'm going to be doing your April 2019 reading. Let's get right into it and see what's going on with you guys, Cancer. This is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's see what your overall energy is. Overall energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm seeing, you guys, that there's like some negative attachment that you may be releasing yourself from, okay? Or it's released itself from you. But there is a hidden gift behind this ending. Okay. So we have two cards that wanted to come out for you. Oh, wow. And we have card 38 and 39. Okay, so that's like 11 and 12, 38, 39. This is a progression of energy. The first card we have is Zen Garden, Inner Sanctuary. Okay, so that's about peace within the self, right? The other card that came out was Perception, and it says Beyond the Veil of Illusion. So Cancer, the underlying energy here is remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. So some of you all may have already, let some type of situation or a relationship go. Some of you've already done this, and you're just having this, these feelings coming back up, resurfacing, okay? But in April, you're finding this inner peace. And I feel like a lot of you guys may need to change your perception and see, like when I open the deck, see the ending, not just as an ending, but realizing that with every ending, there's a new beginning there for you. And the new beginning that is to come is that hidden gift, okay? And for a lot of you, you just are going to be doing this on your own. I see this butterfly here now, so I'm seeing transformation. A lot of you guys are gonna, I'm looking at that third eye. It's here, like you might not be able to see it, but her third eye is lit up. And so it's like kind of like a spiritual understanding, like an awakening, I feel, coming to you all about whatever this relationship or situation is. But it's, the change in your perception is really going to transform your whole outlook and bring you into a more peaceful state. Let's take another card here and just look a little bit deeper into this energy. And then we'll get into the tarot. Uh-oh. Okay. Spirit, could you tell us more about this energy here with Cancer? Can you tell us more about this energy with Cancer? For some of you, this is not even about a relationship. It could be about like a job too. More wisdom, please, in regards to this overall energy. Okay. I saw, these cards right here wanted to flip over. And I'm seeing realizations and epiphanies, forgiveness, and family changes. So for a lot of you guys, okay, there could be something going on within the family, whether this is about, a partnership or, siblings or parents. But with those three cards wanting to flip over, see, it's like I knew they wanted to flip over too, because it said perception, right? So having this realization and epiphany, and like I said, like that third eye opening up, okay? Her throat is also very lit up, and that kept speaking to me. So I was also feeling like there was maybe something that you guys are going, yeah. And just as I flip over the card that actually flew out, which is courage, let me fix that glare. Okay, hope that helps. So, just as I was getting ready to say that some of you have something going on within your family, like siblings, parent, children, whatever you name it, a family relationship, I was just getting ready to say that I felt like you all are going to find the courage to speak your truth about something, that you are going to be, using your throat chakra. And then I saw courage, okay? So, anywho, you're coming to a realization and epiphany about something, and there's going to be some forgiveness there. Now, I do want to remind you all that just because you forgive someone, that's always more for yourself, so that you don't walk through life carrying this heavy burden, which then, in turn causes blockages for your blessings that want to come in. And it's just a heavy energy that you really don't need, and it does no justice to your own life. So forgiveness for me is more about for your own self, and you never have to talk to the person again. You don't even have to tell them that you forgive them. Maybe someone does need to know that, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to do that, and you never even have to talk to the person again, whoever it might be. But there are some type of changes happening within a lot of you guys' family structure. I'm feeling especially immediate family, okay? So some of you guys could be like forgiving a family member or asking for forgiveness. But anyway, in any case, the main energy that wanted to come out with your overall energy here was courage, okay? The courage to see things from a different perspective, and to take whatever steps needs to be taken for you to have this inner peace, okay? Now, let's get into the tarot, okay? And we'll pull a few cards for the month of April for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, Spirit, speak to us about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. A lot of you all are going to be focused on your finances, okay? For others of you too, you could be dealing with a mother, your mother, or like a mother-in-law, or you are the mother, I'm seeing, okay? Letting go of something, okay? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. So some of you could be getting a divorce. I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles in reverse next. So this is going to be where you have planted a seed of intention. You may have been very patient, but you just weren't getting what you put into the situation. So for those of you who are getting a divorce, or the relationship is the nature of the relationship is such that it's as if you guys are married, okay? You don't need paperwork, in my personal opinion, to be like married. So some of you could have been putting so much effort into a relationship, or even a job, or whatever type of situation it is for you. This is a general reading, so apply it how it fits your own individual life. But you were putting a lot in, I can see, and you just weren't getting what you really deserved, to be honest, from what I see, okay? But the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is sitting right beneath this perception. So it's like the changing of the perception that, well, I put all this into it, and that may very well be so, but sometimes we've got to shift our perspective so we don't stay in that, resentment, or just continue to look at things from a negative standpoint. But one of the good things I see is you, and look at these two cards, please. I do want to show you. You see how similar they are to one another in the color, like with all the purple. Okay, this card of courage is sitting right above the next card that came out, which is the Five of Cups, and that's in reverse. So I do love, Cancer, to see that in reverse for you, because that means that you're coming out of, you know, a time where you were really like so sad, almost having a funeral over something, you know, maybe crying over something that you can't even, you know, change. Just, it's really a deep sadness, but you're coming out of it. And I feel like a lot of you have had to have the courage to change you're gaining the courage to change your perception, to get yourself out of this sadness. It does take courage to get yourself out of that energy. It isn't easy. For those of you who this isn't about, like a divorce or a relationship or something within the family structure, well, it could be something within the family structure, I'd like to say, like where the foundation has just not been as strong as it should be. And again, you putting so much effort into something and not getting what you deserve out of it. Okay, but if this is like about a job too, it's like the foundation, it wasn't solid, and again, you weren't getting what you put in. Now, the underlying energy with this card here too was join in. So for a lot of you, you may have been like isolating yourself from something. Okay, now I have the Ace of Cups in reverse, okay? And this is mirroring the Four of Wands in reverse. So for a lot of you, I don't like to, I have to say what I see, okay? I don't want to sugarcoat anything is what I'm saying. The Four of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Cups here in reverse, all right? So a lot of you are choosing to leave a relationship, to, you know, maybe get divorced, or you're going through this divorce and it's just like the cup is empty now. You may have no forgiveness. This could also be about not forgiving, you know, someone. And then for others of you, this is just where you have nothing left, or there's no more love in the situation. The cup is empty. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. For some of you, your thoughts are really scattered, okay? With that Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, I feel that for that, I took a clarifier for that. I feel like for those of you going through a divorce or some type of breakup, okay, or something within the family structure, it's like your thoughts are kind of all over the place and you're in limbo. You guys, you're in limbo within your thought process, okay? Or the situation itself or the relationship in itself is in limbo here. The divorce, if for those of you going through a divorce, it's like you could be in limbo with that in and of itself. We have the Four of Pentacles. Somehow I just felt this was coming out. A lot of you we're dealing with someone with the Four of Pentacles who is very selfish. This is coming right underneath the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So for a lot of you, you were dealing with someone who is very selfish. For some of you, this is also about like your finances could now be also where you put you're not getting what you should get out of this situation financially, and some of you are feeling like you're not secure financially, or you're very worried about holding on to your finances, especially for those of you who are going through some type of divorce here. And for others of you where this is not about anything, you know, like money wise, You could be really holding on to the fact, and see, this is coming under the perception card again here. So you could really be holding on to the fact of, I put all this into this, I put all this into this, and I got nothing out. That could be something that you're holding on to, or in some way you may still be really holding on to the situation. You may feel very guarded, okay, like you need to protect your finances. We have a couple that flew out here. So the Five of Cups in reverse, this is coming right under this, and you have the two cards that come out is the Empress in reverse and the Three of Cups. So for me, I'm seeing this as, yes, you, like, you're coming out of the sadness. For some of you, it could be you know, deep depression, but I'm feeling that a lot of you are coming out of the sadness, but there's still a need to, like with the Empress in reverse, I feel like a lot of you need to nurture yourselves, okay? Self-care, practice self-care. Some of you may not be allowing yourself, you've been in that space for some time, and you may not have been allowing yourself the growth and the expansion that's needed by staying in, you know, the Five of Cups energy. But here we have the Three of Cups, and there's that moon, which is speaking to me a lot about this full moon in Libra, because the full moon in Libra is about socializing, it's about partnerships, you know. So I feel the full moon in Libra, which is, I believe, the 21st, is going to bring about a lighter energy for you guys, or you may have been feeling sad, and you know, maybe you'll be going out with some friends, you know, for coffee or going to the club or whatever you guys want to do, you know, meeting up with some friends or something like that is really going to help you to get out of that energy, okay? And some of you may actually need the courage to, like, step out. You know, it's like, okay, you're a Cancer, so you could really, and I have a Cancer rising, so it's like you could really get into that mode where you're sad, and so you get inside of your shell. So that full moon in Libra energy, I feel, is really going to help work with you guys to give you the courage to get out of that shell if you've been in it because you've been sad, okay? But this is also, for me, that Three of Cups is like, with the Five of Cups in reverse, it's like just a lighter energy coming in, okay? A more happier feeling, okay? It's really like a need, it's you know, the Three of Cups too could be like celebration, and for some of you, it's like you need to allow yourself to expand and grow and get out with your friends and socialize. For others of you, you know, because you've been sad, or it's like a progression of energy here where we weren't allowing ourselves to expand and grow because we were so stuck in that Five of Cups energy. We are now moving into, like I said, the lighter energy, okay? And it's something to celebrate that you're coming out of that depression. Okay, let's keep going. Now, for some of you as well, it's like some of you were could have been dealing with a third party situation, and that's what you're choosing not to forgive. Or you're going to forgive it, but maybe move on. Some of you are just having a hard time moving away from where this cup has been empty with this Eight of Cups in reverse. You could have, I feel that you're emotionally unfulfilled, definitely with the Ace of Cups, with whatever this situation is. But see, this is mirroring the Hangman and the Knight of Swords. So it's like, for a lot of you, you want to walk away because you're not fulfilled emotionally. The cup's empty, but you're just in this state of limbo. It's difficult for you to do it. You have the Five of Wands here. This is now coming over the Four of Wands in reverse, the Hangman, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles. So, Cancer, I feel like for a lot of you guys, there may be some petty arguments happening or some type of conflict and arguments going on, especially in the way that we're communicating, especially for those of you who are going through some type of like breakup, serious breakup with a serious relationship, or like that of a divorce. It's like there could be a lot of fighting over money here, and I feel you are the energy, like it's like not getting, like I said, what it is that you deserve out of it, and just in limbo because we're going back and forth. Even if it's not about money, there's definitely like some conflict there. For others of you, this is conflict within yourself about, you know, this situation. I was just looking at the Four of Wands there, and I have the Three of Wands in reverse. So there could be a lot of negativity there with that. With the Three of Wands in reverse, like not being able to see what's on the other side of the coin there. And that goes back to your perception. This could be where like your ship is just not coming in with this situation because it's just unstable. It doesn't have a sturdy foundation. If this is about work, you know, or family life, again, it's basically the same situation. The foundation not being strong, you know, you not getting what you deserve, being in limbo, being financially, you know, maybe feeling financially insecure, and there being conflict there, or someone behaving selfishly, okay? We'll take a couple of more cards here. We'll pull you some advice. Okay, we have a couple of cards that came out, which is exactly what I wanted. So we have the Ace of Swords. Now it came out like this. So again, I feel like there's a lot of you in limbo. But this is, remember, for April, your overall energy that came out was coming into a place of peace, Cancer, and changing your perception, even though the underlying energy is those past feelings, you know, coming up and resurfacing. But this is a new way of thinking, okay? You see all those butterflies? That's transformation, okay? A new way of thinking, clarity coming in for a lot of you. I feel for most of you, this is just a new way of thinking. Now you have the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse. This is coming over the Five of Cups, the Ace of Cups, which are both in reverse, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. For those of you who are dealing with third-party situations, okay, there was no longevity there because of that, okay? For others of you, there could be a delay here in your finances, like for those of you going through a divorce or something happening in the workplace or even within your family structure, right? Like there could be a delay with your finances. And something about your finances here where there may be a delay, it's got to do with this conflict, okay? And then for others of you where this is where the situation just wasn't stable and it had no longevity, okay? It has a lot to do with the conflict. A lot of you know there's no longevity with whatever this situation is, though, but you're just having a hard time walking away again. Okay. I wanted to take a look a little deeper at that Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and I have the Ten of Swords. So for a lot of you, it's like someone could literally be trying to take from you what is rightfully yours. And this is what it's doing to you, or this is where, you know, the situation again is emotionally unfulfilling. You know, a lot of it of you, it probably is a third party situation with some of you guys. That's not all of you guys, okay? And it's just, this is what it's done to you, regardless of what the situation is. This is what it's done to you, and that's why it's just like, it's not stable. The underlying energy here, guys, is the Knight of Wands, okay? So I feel like a lot of you, this is your energy where you're getting back up on your horse. You're changing your perspective. You're finding that courage, that inner peace within yourself, and that courage to get back on your horse and go for what you want in life, your passions, to get your passions back, okay? And because you have the Four of Cups in reverse, so it's like that depression, any depression, you're coming out of it. Any time of, you know, waiting, you're coming out of it. The Hermit in reverse, okay? It's like coming out of that isolation, you know? Some of you could have been dealing also with the water sign. A lot of you could be feeling stuck, okay? Some of you need to do some introspection here, okay? Because you are like stuck, like there's no movement with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Or you could also be dealing with someone who's very methodical, like a earth sign, even Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or just someone very methodical. Or this is where it's like you're stuck again, like that Hangman, no limbo. And I'm seeing that it's like there's a need to really pull your strength. See, pull your courage with the Leo, the Strength card in reverse. Some of you could be dealing with the Leo. Some of you can be dealing here with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that you're moving away from. And you're just ready to move forward, and you're very guarded here. But I see you guys manifesting the Two of Cups, okay? I see you manifesting something that is mutually beneficial. We feel the same, okay? Like a soulmate relationship. Like some of you are really, you're moving forward, but you feel very guarded, okay? You feel maybe like scared about getting into another relationship, but I'm seeing that you are manifesting that, whether you're doing that consciously or not, okay? Because this could also be someone writing in towards you. It could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could also be the energy of the person that, like if you were leaving someone, like having a breakup, this could also be the energy of them, where it's like their energy is kind of fleeting, you know, again, not stable. This has an underlying energy, you know. They could be trying to rush back in towards you, or someone else could be trying to come towards you very passionately, okay? But again, for a lot of you, I feel like that's you getting back on your horse. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a card of advice for you, okay? Let's make this your advice and your clarifier, okay? One more shuffle. This is going to be your advice, Cancer, and your clarifier for this reading, okay? We don't need that one because we're just going to take one more card. There we go. I do like to let the cards flip over by themselves, or fly out by themselves. So, sorry if it takes a little long when I'm shuffling. So this is the Kuan Yin deck in Oracle deck. We have Maiden Ma Gu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Maiden Ma Gu. Okay, we're going to read from the book for you guys, all right? And this is your last card out. So, Maiden Ma Gu, the Maiden Ma Gu, goddess of spring, healing, and transformation, brings you assistance now. You're asked to honor that light can come from even the darkest beginnings, beloved one. Remember, we talked about this in the very beginning. In fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self-fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will arise from this darker place again, just as the spring always follows the winter, beloved. So too will any inner work with the shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. Maiden Ma Gu, an immortal expression of the Divine Mother of the East, now brings you a special message from Kuan Yin. She guides you to trust that if you enter into the darkness of the unknown parts of yourself, you will emerge into light, reassembled and reborn once more. If you are going through chaos in your life because you are allowing yourself to grow, Maiden Ma Gu also reassures you that the order and light will emerge out of the chaos in due course. Have faith and keep growing. In order to grow spiritually, there are times when we simply must delve within and find our shadow. It is easier to perceive the effect of the shadow than the shadow itself. The effect of the shadow is judgment, positive or negative, of another that we do not think is related to us personally. We may mightily admire or despise characteristics or traits in another, and yet when such judgments arise, it is a part of us that is seeking to be integrated and expressed, trying to get our attention through our judgment. Noticing our judgments of others is the quickest way to get in touch with the shadow self. Yes, it is. Trying to grow and heal into our conscious awareness so that we can become more whole, empowered, and divinely delicious as we were always meant to be. This is especially so if you have pulled the Veil of Shadows card as well as Maiden Ma Gu. Your judgment might be a strong reaction to a person who seems to be self-centered and self-obsessed. The shadow in the self trying to communicate with you through this judgment might be the part of your own consciousness that wishes to be more supportive of the self. It will no longer allow you to put yourself behind others, but instead encourage you to express yourself and take up your space with presence. Admiring a great talent in another with strong reaction or judgment, positive or negative, might be a part of your own psyche, wishing to grow and express itself with similar confidence and freedom too. It can be extremely surprising exactly how many wonders are hiding in the parts of us that we are yet to know consciously. Sometimes there is anger, fear, jealousy, or shame wrapped around those hidden parts of self. If we can be kind, allow the feelings to come up and to pass without fearing them, then eventually the beauty underneath will reveal itself too. You are being guided by Mother Divine Kuan Yin through the Maiden Ma Gu to realize that there is a part of you within that is trying to emerge. You may have judgments of others on one issue or trait that seems to be more repetitive or noticeable of late. You are guided to sense what beauty within you could be underneath these judgments, trying to make its way into your conscious awareness, bringing you more of yourself to enjoy and share with the world. Be patient and open-minded as you wait for your intuition to help you realize what is growing within you, triggering your judgment of another. If it is anger you see in others, it will be strength growing in you. If it is manipulation you see in others, it will be a desire to be direct and own your needs within you that is growing. The shadow holds great beauty within, beloved, and there is no need to fear it. Maiden Ma Gu's special blessing to you is to realize that you will soon enter the spring of rebirth with this process. Entering into the shadow self can feel like going into a spiritual winter. It can feel dark and alone, delving into the parts of us that we might prefer not to look at too closely. Allow the process that is happening for you to bring more of you to light. Don't be scared. You might not have been ready to see yourself as an empowered, spiritual, musical, creative, healthy, or talented being in the past, and yet now you are more ready for this. So embrace it. Have trust in beloved Kuan Yin that these energies only seek expression when the psyche is ready for it. This card is also an indicator that if you have been working on a project, whether it be self-healing and shadow work or a creative project, or are looking to work with children, rebirthing or creative endeavors more generally, the time is fast approaching when this will come together as a new reality for you. That was a lot, right? But you know what? I love this deck. It spoke very beautifully to what it is that you have going on here. So Cancer, this is your reading for April. I hope it resonated with you. Let me know. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.